What's up, guys? My name is Khan and we're back today with more Scrap Mechanic, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're playing creative in survival mode. This is actually a video that I tried recording and I spent like an hour trying to work this out, and really what I wanted to do is build a catapult. And not a catapult for launching farm bots or cows or anything like that. I wanted to build a catapult for launching fruit crates all the way from the first packing station over there into the trader. It seems the trader always has his position right behind the first packing station that people seem to discover. I don't know if that's a thing for everybody, but everyone I've talked to seems to have it the same way. And I know a lot of people have been talking about, building catapults and stuff, and I believe Squiddy built a whole conveyor system to transport fruit crates from the one packing station to the trader. But I tried building a catapult, and I spent like an hour recording it, and I used this method here. This is a free energy method. It's basically the flipper glitch. So if we turn on this one switch, I think it's this one. No, that's not it. Hold on, this switch. You can see, there we go. It applies tension, right? So these bearings are trying to get to a position like, what, 90 degrees? So they're trying to get to 90 degrees, but you'll notice we've got them blocked by these two bearings here. And as soon as we unblock those two bearings by activating this, now there's a time delay on that, but when they finally unlock, you'll see it'll release the arm, which in turn will launch us like a catapult relatively far. Here we go. And you can see we just went really, really high up, and we're gonna come back down. So I tried doing this with fruit crates, and oh boy. We're through the map. Yeah, okay. So I tried doing this with fruit crates, but of course it didn't really work too well. And we're actually going to go over to the packing station and rebuild that right now. Now, what I mean by creative in survival mode, there's actually a script you can enable. So I created a backup of my world, and we're not in my original world because my original world is, purely survival. But for the purposes of this video, I created a backup of my world, and I enabled the creative mode inventory. So we have access to literally every single part in the entire game. All the survival parts, all the creative parts. It's quite fantastic. So just for the purposes of showing how ridiculous this project is. So we're just actually gonna set up a catapult right here, and it's actually really, really easy to do this. We just go like this and put a bunch of teeth, and then we're gonna put a ton of bearings down, and just 30 bearings. We're gonna do this flipper glitch with 30 bearings, just so you guys can see how ridiculous you need to build a catapult, and you can't even launch something very far at all. Now, of course, we could use some thrusters or something to speed this whole thing up, but I mean, that's really kind of pointless. So here we go. This is like, what, 6 bearings, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we can, of course, double it up right here. This should be 30 bearings total. Perfect. Now, of course, we have to connect them all together, and we have to make a frame for the catapult. So let's just bring the frame out like that and connect all these together. So we just put a little kind of tooth piece on each one, and then we're going to weld them all together. All right, so here we've got our basic catapult arm. Everything should be welded together. We extend it back this way, and then we put our 2 locks on it. So those are just really simple bearing pieces that rotate over top. And this should be a 30 bearing powered flipper glitch. Now, the thing with more bearings is you're not necessarily getting more speed out of it because the bearings are going to move as fast as they're going to move. But you're getting more power out of it because now 30 bearings are going to all work together to try and lift the fruit crate, which, fruit crates are relatively heavy from my testing. The other thing I noticed too with this stupid packing station is that god dang tree is right there. Here we go. We're just going to make a really basic catapult holder device thing. We put a block down, grab our fruit crate, which of course is an actual placeable object in this. Makes your life super, super easy when you have creative inventory. There we go. And we got to wire this whole thing up. So we need level 5 controllers, which, to be honest, I don't understand why this isn't the creative inventory as it is right now. Like, why is this not the inventory you get in creative mode? You get an inventory kind of like this in creative mode, but you're still missing a lot of the survival parts. I don't get that. But anyway, so we need some controllers. For that, we're going to have 3 controllers on the front bar, and we're just going to have to wire up every single one of these bearings. This might take a bit. All right, all 30 bearings are lined up. Now we just got to set them all to go to a specific distance. I think 105 is probably good enough. You want them to at least go to 90. If we went all the way to like 360 or something, they would slam into the ground and the catapult would get stuck. So that's kind of an issue. You don't really want to do that. And there we go. And adjust them all to be the exact same because, of course, all 30 bearings are working together. All right, and then once that's done, we need one more controller for these two here. Let me think. This needs to rotate out that way, and these both need to be at 90 degrees to rotate out of the way. Perfect, fast speed. And then, of course, we just need a couple of switches. All right, 1 switch, 2 switch, 1 switch for this, 2 switch for all of these. All right, so here we go. So if we now put tension on it, look at how much more of these 30 bearings can pull up this bearing here. Like you can see when you put the tension on the catapult, it's ridiculous. But here we go. Tomatoes, put that up, break this off. There we go. Now the tomatoes are loaded. And if we release, you can see, there we go. It gets some height. It goes, you know, it goes pretty far. We're not anywhere close to the trader. We're probably halfway out in that field, right? Let's go take a look. All right, so the tomatoes made it to here, right? So here we are. We made it to this spot. Oh, goodness. Oh, hello, 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 hello. We have unlimited spud guns, though, so this is kind of, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Don't need to clean up anything either. Like I said, I'm not actually keeping this save file. This is a Scrap Mechanic survival testing file. It's just a copy of my original save. So we're going to go back to the original survival one after this episode. All right, so let's test this again with a crate. Slightly changed, you know, still the same deal pretty much. And let's see if this is going to work. Now, I do think there's a way we can get this to work. I think it's unrealistic for survival, but I think there is a way we can actually launch a crate and get it to the trader. But let's try this. This is, you know, a longer arm. You can see, right? Longer arm, got a little bit of a cup on the end. Let's see if this works. Right, so it looks like a better trajectory. You know, launched it further, didn't really slide off as well. All right, so look at that. Look at that. This crate made it actually to this rock cliff. It might have even hit the rock cliff and bounced off and come back, but look at how far this crate made it. So it did make it a little bit further. And, you know, that's not bad. It's probably like half the distance it actually has to go. So obviously this catapult in its current state does not work. It's just not powerful enough. We can't launch anything far enough and get it into the thing. And I feel like even if we add more controllers, like if we add 40 controllers or whatever, 40 bearings, 50 bearings, I don't think it's going to matter. I think we're kind of reaching a max speed point on these controllers. But I want to try and see how much it would actually take to make a catapult that could, in fact, launch from here all the way into the trader zone. Now, some of you might say, well, Con, there is a method that uses spud guns and cardboard to launch objects. So if you take a spud gun and you put a piece of cardboard on top of it, and then you attach an object to the top of the cardboard, when you shoot this cardboard piece, it actually will launch that object up. And that works, or it used to, in creative mode, but it doesn't seem to work in survival. I did do some testing, and it seems like no matter how many spud guns you put, there's actually no momentum transfer anymore to the objects on the other side of the cardboard. So you can't really use spud guns to launch stuff. Maybe I'm wrong about this. If I am, let me know in the comments down below. But I did do some testing, and it didn't work at all. So we're not going to use spud guns. We're going to just try and make this catapult better and hopefully launch something further. And I think the way to do that is just to have a lot of tier 5 thrusters on it and maybe not even use the flipper sort of glitch at all. But let's just try this out. Like, what happens if we just come to the end here and we just put thrusters, like just a whole heap of thrusters? So we just make an extension bar here, right? And we'll just cover this with tier 5 thrusters, and we'll have them activate when the locks activate. So we'll probably need fuel for all this, I would assume. This is actually sweet. We can just click on each thruster, and we can actually just mash shift click on the one in our inventory, and it'll just create unlimited copies of it to fill up each of these. Okay, we'll see how long this thrust lasts. I feel like we're gonna burn through the 20 fuel in each of these very, very quickly, just proving that this catapult is not efficient at all. The original reason I want to do this with only controllers was, of course, so that it would be free energy, but I don't think we're even gonna be able to do it. I feel like spud guns in the old days, where spud guns could actually, you know, shoot objects off the end of them with cardboard, I feel like that would have been the most efficient way to do it. But of course, then you'd actually need a ton of spud guns, which would mean you'd need a lot of bananas and blueberries to trade for them. And on top of that, you need cardboard every time you shoot that. Every time you shoot that, you waste a whole bunch of cardboard. One cardboard for every spud gun you have. And of course, doing this is unlimited energy with the exception of all these freaking thrusters. So let's see what happens here, though. Here we go. Put a crate down like so. Excellent. Let's just set this thing up under tension. There we go. Because it kind of moves. It'll bounce the crate off of it. Now let's break that. All right, catapult with thruster test. Here we go. And launch. Okay, let's turn those off. We broke the catapult already. I don't think that went any further. Did it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it made it up top. It made it up top. That's another thing that's really weird with this. So the projectile launches up and it clears the tile, right? Like it clears the one tile we're currently on. So it just kind of vanishes. But when we load the next tile, it appears in midair with the same, velocity and everything that it had. It made it up to there though. That's pretty good. All right, let's just, let's extend the arm out. Maybe put more thrusters on the end of it. And see if we can, I feel like we're gonna get this. We're gonna be able to make the most ridiculous catapult that can actually do it. We just need a really, really long arm and lots of thrust to make sure the arm has, enough speed to launch the projectile. And hopefully we can overcome the problem with scrap mechanic drag. This looks messed up though. We're gonna have to break this off. All right, the thrusters are way at the end now. We're gonna try this next shot with a beat crate. I don't even know how we're gonna rotate this thing, to be perfectly honest, because I'm just thinking about it, and like, if we try and rotate it with all these bearings on it and all that weight, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work. But anyway, let's just break this off. Let's see if we can get the distance first, because the distance is critical. We gotta be able to actually get into the trader zone, which I don't know if it's gonna be possible, but we're gonna try it. There we go. Beat catapult. This is definitely proving that it's not something you should ever do in survival. It seems really, really pointless. But anyway, here we go. All right, how did that one do? This is the problem with these thrusters. They're getting stuck in this fence every time. We got to reset this every time we fire a shot. We're getting close, man. We're getting so close. All right, where are you, beat crate? Oh my goodness, it made it. It made it into here. Okay. Okay, we're not that much further off. We are... Man, you know what? Oh, it probably rolled down. I was just about to say, it looked really, really straight, but I'm just realizing it probably like hit this up here and rolled down a little bit. Okay, so we made it to here so far. This is actually getting pretty good. We're almost into the lake out by the trader. All right, let's head back and let's just put more thrusters on it. We're just gonna do a whole another set of thrusters and double up the thruster count and see if that makes a difference. All right. We've doubled up the number of thrusters. We're now up to 16 tier 5 thrusters, all filled with fuel. So, I mean, just imagine the fuel consumption on this every time you wanted to fire a shot. But we've got a crate loaded. We are pre-set up, good to go. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, fire. Oh, man, that looks... Oh, boy, look at how glitched out this... Oh, turn it off, turn it off, turn it... Oh, God. Wow. 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 Did it get... I mean, it almost kind of lined itself back up. Almost. All right, let's go check where that pineapple crate got to. Let's take the car. Oh, ow. What the heck, man? Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. You can see it. It appeared in the trader zone. So it, like, flew through 2 zones worth of stuff. All right, where did it land, though? Is that it there? Man. You only made it, like, this much further than the beats? Come on, dude. We're so close. More thrusters. We're just gonna add more. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put more thrusters on it. We're gonna just double up again. We're gonna go from 16 to 32 thrusters and see if that does something. All right, we've got 32 tier 5 thrusters on a grid, all stocked with fuel, and we're gonna try launching a crate here. We've got to be getting close at this point. What is this? Oranges. Come on, oranges. You guys can do it. I feel like if we get into the trader pond, that's, a step in the right direction. I've also increased this angle a little bit to 35 degrees instead of 30. I'm hoping that gives it a little bit more like forward velocity rather than, upwards. But let's see if we can get this to go here. 32 freaking thrusters. Here we go. Fire. Oh boy. Yeah, no, gotta turn this off right away. Hold on. Oh god. Oh god. No. Off. Still feels like to me, and maybe this is just me, it feels like it's launching early. If you look at the way the projectile leaves the catapult arm, it feels like it's not staying on the catapult arm long enough. I think we honestly need to extend the back plate a little bit so that it stays attached longer. Because right now, I feel like it's launching up too much and not forward enough. And I feel like if we got more forward, we could get further. This back plate here, I think we got to do this. Just extend that up, and then that way, hopefully it'll launch. But let's go check where that one went anyway. That was oranges. You know, it should be in the trader zone, right? Next to the pineapples. All right, well, the good news is we made it further than the pineapples by like a meter. It seems like we're honestly we're increasing the thrust by double to get this exact same distance. We went from 8 to double to 60, and then double again brought us here. So if we have like 200 thrusters, we should be able to get to there, right? I think we need to adjust the trajectory at this point. Not change the number of thrusters, maybe make a little bit longer of an arm and adjust the actual angle it's firing at, because it seems like it's not launching at a good angle. All right, the catapult arm is now ridiculous. It's we're getting to the point where we're gonna run out of room here, and we're gonna have to actually build it up over this hill. But we're pretty far out. We were at the thrusters there. Now we're out to here. Hopefully this is enough. You know what? Lucky blueberries. Blueberries are gonna be the ones to do it. We've got this thing preloaded already. You can see how much weight that blueberry crate actually affects the arm with. There we go. All right, let's go launch these blueberries. How are we doing for thrust power, by the way? Fuel, we're down to 16. Okay, so we still got a fair amount of fuel in most of them. All right, let's do this here. Ready, blueberries? Blueberries, be true. Make it to the trader. Here we go. Blueberry fire. Now. Ugh. Okay, there goes the crate. Okay, this is a hot mess. Yeah. All right. Did they honestly just make it? Oh, they just made it into the pod. We can't yet. It's so close. It's so close. All right, I just want to try shooting another crate exactly the same way. I just want to see what it looks like when it fires in the day. I want to see if it's launching too early or too late. Basically, at what point on the catapult is the crate being released? Because I think that's really what we need to fix at this point. I don't know if adding more thrusters is really going to do much. Like, we're going to increase the speed a little bit, but I think the problem is not the speed. I think it's just this whole launch apparatus. So let's just put this down like so. All right, we are preloaded. Perfect. Okay, let's see how this launches, because I think that's where we're at. We're at the point where it's so close, like 20 feet, 30 feet off maybe. But let's see what happens. Here we go. And fire. It launches way too early. That's the problem. It's like getting released off the catapult super, super early. You can see it happening. All right, we need to fix that. All right, we're gonna try one more launch here with beats, this time with completely rigid wedge block pieces. Another reason why you can't do this in straight survival. You gotta know wedge blocks, but look at that. Completely rigid wedge blocks holding it up. And we're gonna try launching this time. Here we go. Fire. Oh, that one looked so much better. Oh, that released so much later. I think that's gonna be the winner. What was that, beats? I think that was the beats. All right, let's go take a look and see where each of those crates went. They definitely cleared this. I have a feeling that last one, the beats crate, I think that one was the one to beat it. I think the wedge pieces without the thing, I think the controller, it must have been flopping the whole time and just collapsing, and no matter when you launched it, it would always just weaken that bearing out. Oh, here it comes! Did it seriously not? It didn't go any further. Oh no, that was a banana crate. Wait, what? That was the banana crate just appearing here? What are these? Broccoli, bananas, and blueberries. So where's the beets crate? The beets is the last one we launched. Where did it go? Holy cow! There it is! It shot over the trader. Are you serious? We cleared the trader with that beets crate. All right, you know what? Well, that's fine. It means all we got to do now is tune the catapult a little bit. We got to bring back the power on the catapult because it's a little too powerful, and then actually aim the stupid thing to line up with the checkpoint. And sure enough, we should be able to get it to fire crates directly onto the checkpoint. Alrighty, so I've done some more test firing, and I feel like I'm pretty close to the distance. Actually reduced the thrusters by a lot, only down to 16 tier 3 thrusters now. The wedge blocks made the biggest difference, it seems, adding the wedge blocks to that end piece. But we're really, really close, it seems, for the distance. However, the accuracy is not exactly perfect. We're still a little bit off on the accuracy. So what I want to do is rotate this whole catapult. And I know this is probably not going to work out very well at all, but we need a bearing and we need a controller, and we just need to put a bearing down here and then lift this up and put a controller here and rotate this to be like 1 or 2 degrees. Like, honestly, it's not a lot at all. So let's see what happens if we do this. Will it let me? All right, let's preload this. Let's load up a projectile and see if we can get this to work. Oh boy. Can already tell how much glitchier it is without anything on it, but anyway. And the fact that this is sagging all the way down now and not held up rigid just has me very, very concerned. I don't even think this is going to fire properly, but let's try it out. We might have to just honestly keep it welded to the ground and not have a pivot point. The catapult's kind of large at this point, and I think pivoting it just isn't going to work. But let's see what happens here. Here we go. And fire. Oh yeah, there's no way. That's so inaccurate. That's not... No, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is, I didn't think of this. Okay. Turn off. All right, and while we're here, we're actually just gonna fire a shot from the rigid spot just to kind of prove the difference here. So we'll load that up. Look at how much better it looks already, just loaded. And then we'll put a different crate. So that was beets. So let's put a crate of, like, I don't know, tomatoes, carrots, whatever, that'll work. And we'll load this up and fire it from a completely rigid point on the catapult, which is what this is. And you'll see the difference. I don't think that beet one, honestly, even made it to the trader. Carrots and fire. Look at how much better that looks. All right, and then turn this off. Turn this off. Should come back. Look at that. The catapult didn't even break. We could actually reuse it. All right, let's go take a look at where those are. The carrots, you'll see. The carrots should be pretty close. But I feel like those beets aren't even going to be anywhere reasonable at all. The catapult just glitched out so much. All right, there's the carrots. You can see them landing. They just landed there. Right in front. You can see, look, right in front of the trading station. But they're off to the left a little bit. We honestly need to move them just a little bit to the right. And I don't even know where the beets are. Did the beets even make it into the water or anything? No. They're not here at all. All right. So we need to move forward a little bit, and we need to move right a little bit. So let's just grab the catapult, and we're going to put it, like, here, in the middle of this field. All right, let's load this guy up, and let's see if we can do it. I feel like this is it. This has got to be the catapult shot to end all catapult shots. Here we go. We're going to load it up. We're going to put a carrot crate on it. You know what? No, let's do blueberries. I'm feeling lucky with the blueberries today. So we're going to put a blueberry crate. It's going to be perfect, guys. It's so close. Mind you, of course, I don't even know how consistent this catapult is. I feel like it's probably not very at all. Like, I think the physics is not always going to be the same, but there we go. Blueberry crate. Line her up. And let's fire this thing. It's preloaded. If this makes it, I'm going to be so happy. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, fire! There it goes. It disappears. You just don't even see it. Look at this. The catapult actually doesn't break. That's amazing. It didn't glitch out. Oh. Oh, no, it didn't. Look at that. It's actually good to go. All right, let's do it. Let's go check it out. Come on, blueberries. I believe in you. At this point, like, look at how close we are to the trader. At this point, you might as well just have trucked them one at a time and not waste all your time with all this fuel and stuff, but... Alright, let's see what we can get here. Come on. There's gotta be a blueberry crate right on the landing pad. I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting. Let's see it. Are we too far right now? Are you serious? Where did it land? It landed just past it. Okay. Okay. It's close. It's like maybe the slightest bit too far right. But that might be catapult inaccuracies. You know what? Let's just fire another 4. Give us an even 5 shells. And let's see if any one of the 5 crates gets on it before we make adjustments. I don't want to necessarily make an adjustment for that one crate because it might not be the catapult's fault. It might just be you know, the physics of the game aren't consistent enough to actually make this work. But let's fire another 4. Just same deal, blueberry crates from this exact position, and see if we can get them to actually, you know, have at least one maybe come close. All right, and the final crate, crate number 5, here we go. And launch. There it goes. I'm not gonna lie, the amount of time it takes to reset this catapult because it keeps breaking, like doing this stuff and then, you know, doing that and just, yeah, no, that's fine. It's great. Thanks, Catapult. But yeah, it's definitely not convenient. It's more convenient, I think, to just truck all the fruit crates over there, assuming one of the 5 even hit. I mean, obviously, we could just pick up the crates once they're there and then put them down on the platform. But, I mean, that's all extra work. These should hit directly, right? We'll see. I don't know. Oh, my goodness, there they are. Look at all the crates. You know, they're actually pretty freaking consistent, aren't they? Dang. Look at that. They all just fall down at the same time, and they're all really, really consistent. All right, so we need to move left and back. Left and back. We're just going to move the catapult at this point. Here we go. All right, that looked good. Recoil that. We'll do 2 more shots, then we'll see where these ones all landed. Hopefully, we got at least one on the pad. Like I said, this is not an intelligent way to do any of this. There are much better ways to transport fruit. And if you are trying to build a catapult, I encourage you to question yourself, because this is just a phenomenal waste of time, energy, and resources. I mean, we've burned through like 200 fuel at this point, and we haven't even delivered a single freaking package. So, you know, it's not efficient in any way. All right, 5th shot before we go and check it out. I really hope one of these made it, to be honest. I mean, they've got to be close, right? Like, they've got to be getting super, super close. But let's try this last shot, and then let's go find out. I really hope we got 1 crate in all this. All right, 5th shot. Bring the catapult back. Stuck in the tree. You know, that's fine. We'll leave it. Doesn't really matter. It's off. It's not going to do anything. Let's go check these shots out. Let's go and see them all coming down. You're dead. Get out of my way. More important things to do than deal with you haybots. Look at them. There they all are. It's the rain. The rain of crates. Oh. Oh. Oh, they hit. They hit. They hit and bounced off. Are you serious? Are you serious? They were like right here. One of them hit and where's the 5th one? Okay, there's 2 of them. This one, does this one count? Can this work? Does this work? Yes! Yes, success! We finally did it! We got a stupid crate onto the stupid platform, and you could use the button. All right, where'd the 5th one go, though? Seriously, there's 1 here. This is pretty good, actually. A little bit too far left. If we had gone right more, it probably would have been better. Although one of them bounced off here, then bounced over, so that's not really cool. Where's the 5th one, though? We fired 5. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm obviously going to revert back to my old save file. I do have, like I said, a copy of the save file before I even started recording this episode. And I'm going to go back to that because obviously I don't use, you know, any sort of cheats in that file. And I don't really want to have a giant catapult for transporting fruit. I feel like the transport truck method is a lot better. It seems to work. And there's the blueberry crate. Found it. Didn't make it very far at all. But yeah, 1 for 5. You know what? It's good enough. It only took 160 fuel and a ton of component kits and everything else to deliver 1 crate of blueberries. But at least we know now it is theoretically possible to make a catapult that launches fruit all the way from the packing station to here, although I don't see the point in it at all. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. While you're at it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.